It was President Obama's event, but these are the tweets making the headlines from Republican South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley. Question, why is your administration supporting the NLRB's job-killing policies in South Carolina? Then GOP presidential candidate Mitt Romney flat out asking, quote, where are the jobs? From another Republican hopeful, Herman Cain, quote, how did you come up with the jobs created or saved number again? And Roll Call's David Drucker says the president's love of social media may have backfired this time because the biggest buzz from today's Twitter town hall actually came from the GOP. Is that true, sir? You think so?
Well, I don't know that it backfired, but I do think Republicans were able to make some headlines out of it, and I think that might be much of the story. But I still think the president's goal was most likely to communicate with younger voters, people who are on Twitter, on Facebook. And to that degree, I'm sure it was a success, unlike, of course, a normal news conference. They didn't have to take questions that they didn't want to deal with. They were able to filter it out, and so we're talking about it, but I don't really think anybody's going to remember this in a couple of days.
Yeah, David, that's the broader point, isn't it? I mean, the American people are going to say, all right, this is more thumb twiddling when we've got serious issues to deal with. No, doesn't this, to your mind, feel like a waste of time?
I don't know that it's a waste of time. I think anytime the president wants to communicate with the American people, I think there's some value to that.
Yeah, but he's always the president is giving a lot of press conferences. He speaks a lot to the American people. Why do we have to have a Twitter sort of a thing go around?
Look, I'm sort of old school. I'm not saying we have to have a Twitter or a Facebook anything, but it's what presidents do these days. It's what politicians do. It's what, in a sense, you have to do to be politically successful from a messaging standpoint.
Yeah, David, you know, you're so smart, and you're such a good analyst, and I hear what you're saying. But I think that when Rome is burning, we're looking like Belgium that's gone without a government for more than a year. I mean, isn't it time that we stop with the Twitter meetings, we stop with the town halls, we stop with the Facebook, and we're going to sit down and we're going to say, look, we are going to hammer out a debt deal, we are going to cut the deficit, and we are going to protect the American people and create jobs. Isn't that more important time spent?
Well, I think the American people would probably argue with you that that's definitely more important, that enough talking, enough campaigns, and let's just get down to work. And so I don't have any argument with anything you're saying. I think you probably speak for a broad swath of voters. But that never stopped politicians in Washington from doing these sorts of things, and I don't think it will stop them going forward. I think most of the attention that we're going to see on Washington in the next couple of weeks is going to be on the debt ceiling and the debt talks. And guess what? They'll probably take to Twitter and Facebook to tell us all about it.
David, did you try to tweet anything to the president?
I did not, but I admit I have been suckered into the Twitter universe. I think it's engaging. I enjoy it. It allows me to get my work out there and sort of report on random things that don't deserve a story but are nonetheless interesting.
It feels to me like eighth graders passing notes among themselves. I'm sorry, I don't Twitter. I don't tweet.
Well, we are kind of like eighth graders, and these are public notes, so at least we won't get in trouble with the teacher.
All right, I'm wondering if Lindsay Lohan tweeted about inflation again. That's what I want to look up. But, David, you are so great to be with us tonight. We really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Anytime. Thanks for having me.